In today's very modern age, I feel like when we think of the seasons, a lot of it is heavily focused on consumerism and what we can buy for the new season and how we can decorate our homes and what fancy trips can we go on. Your favorite shop's curated fall wardrobe, pumpkin spice everything. And in my house, we like to keep it very simple, very frugal, and we love to focus on the flavors of fall and just try a whole bunch of different recipes. We like to really celebrate the season changing in autumn with just the simple flavors of fall. Absolutely enjoy the warm spices and the pumpkin and the apple. And that's really what we do in my house. We don't do the fancy Massachusetts trips. Don't get me wrong, I would love to go there. But we just do it really frugally. We are a low-income family of 5. And I wanted to take you through a slow day of fall homemaking. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen this day. I am starting out making some pumpkin waffles on my cast iron waffle maker. They are so delicious. I also make them with sourdough discard. It's a great discard recipe, so I will leave this recipe and all the other recipes down below. And I'm just going to kind of take you throughout my day while we talk a little bit about frugal fall homemaking. I am adding a little bit of pumpkin pie spice from Trader Joe's, which is like my favorite, into some grass-fed butter. And I know it looks weird, don't judge me, but it's really good. Just right on top of the waffles with some maple syrup. You will thank me if you try that. It's pretty good. It just gives you nice taste of fall. And I also pumpkin pie spice in the waffles. And now I'm just making it's not really a quiche because there's no pie dough. Even though I love a quiche, like a proper quiche with pie dough, I didn't have time for that this morning. I just wanted to whip up something quick for protein. So I'm doing eggs, and I know you guys have told me in my past videos you don't like milk in your eggs. It makes it watery. I hear you. A lot of you told me from my previous videos that you do not like milk in your eggs, and I hear you. I don't mind it in this recipe. I actually prefer to put milk in my eggs for this specific recipe. However, I do think I like to just put nothing in my eggs. Sometimes when I make my husband's eggs, I put milk in it because he kind of likes it that way. But I like to just put nothing, just scramble the eggs and just put it in. But for this recipe, I do like milk in the eggs. You don't have to do that if you want to make this. I'm just spraying the pan with some avocado oil, and I did a whole bunch of bacon bits, of course, eggs, and I did green onions. Really simple, salt, pepper. And I'm just going to throw that in the oven for a little bit. And I'm still cooking the waffles. Then I had to go nurse the baby, and it got a little bit browner than I wanted, but it was really good. But typically I would like it a little not as brown, but it's not burnt or anything. It was really good on the inside, nice and fluffy and good, but usually I don't make it this brown. But I had to go nurse the baby, got distracted. That happens a lot these days. And I'm still going to show you guys because this is like real life homemaking and not just a curated perfect version, okay? And now I'm just going to make me some coffee because I have had a longer morning. This day in particular was quite the day. I have a teething baby. It is also that time of the month. It's just been like one of those days, but I was still filming for you guys. Still wanted to take you through my day. It was a long day. And so we're starting out the morning with some pumpkin waffles and some really good coffee. I have been loving making a butterscotch sauce. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I love going to the coffee shop. One of my favorite things at my local coffee shop is the butterscotch latte. And I love to support my local coffee shops. Do not get me wrong. But it is so expensive to go out and have some coffee. It's like $7. I have my own little espresso machine at home. It is great. You can get one way cheaper on Facebook Market if you are looking for one. I love mine, worth every single penny. It was a gift a few years ago. Anyway, I always love to make a seasonal coffee. And this year, and I believe last year too, I love the butterscotch sauce. I will leave the recipe down below. It is very simple to make, a few ingredients, and way cheaper to make it at home. And the sauce lasts about a week in the fridge, and you can just warm it up. 1/4 cup of butter, a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 3/4, I think, of brown sugar, and or 1 cup. You could do 1 cup as well. And then some salt. And when I take it off the burner and let it cool a little bit, I do vanilla extract after it already kind of cooled down, because I don't want it to, evaporate all the flavor of the vanilla. But yeah, so you don't really see me a ton in this video. I kind of realized that when I was editing. You kind of see me just more in the beginning of the video. Like I said, was just having a day. I had a baby that was on my hip basically all day, and that is okay, because that is my number one job. If she needs me to comfort and console her, I will. And yeah, so I'm just taking you along the day. So this video is more of like a POV, point of view kind of video. But yeah, I only let the butterscotch sauce sit on the burner and bubble like this for about 3 minutes, and then I take it off and it becomes nice and thick. You guys, this is so delicious. I love a butterscotch latte. It's one of my favorite drinks for fall, and I will also have it in winter too. I'm not gonna stop drinking it just because, it's December, whenever December rolls around here shortly. And look at that sauce. It's nice and thick. You don't want to let it go for too long though, because it will turn to like hard crack candy. So you don't want that. But be careful, because whenever you're dealing with sugar, it gets really hot. Added the vanilla extract. It's off the burner. I'm just whisking that, adding it to my latte, and it is so delicious. I highly recommend to make yourself a butterscotch latte if you have not. We have also been using the butterscotch on so many different things. We've used it on ice cream, baked oatmeal, chocolate chip cookies. You guys, it's endless. I am just frothing some milk, because you need, warm milk for a latte. You can have an iced latte as well, which would be really good. But I love my hot lattes really all year round. I will be drinking a very hot latte in 100-degree weather. I don't even, whether it's summer or not. I love iced lattes too, but my favorite is definitely hot. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that sauce and add the warm milk and really just sip and enjoy that coffee. I want to make sure that I save the sauce, because like I said, it's good for about a week in the fridge. And I want to put that in some kind of storage bag. So don't judge me, but I am using a silicone. I let it cool off so it's not hot. A silicone breast milk bag. Yes, I said a breast milk bag. It stores really well. It cleans easy, and I can reuse it. And I just put it in my fridge. I've been using it on so many different baked goods or just desserts in general. It's a very multi-use kind of sauce. I am absolutely in love with this recipe. So we've done ice cream, cookies, baked oatmeal. There's so many things we've been using this butterscotch sauce on. After I had my coffee and kind of settled in and had my slow morning, had my coffee, felt like I can conquer the day a little bit, I headed off to Trader Joe's and just kind of looked in there to see what they had. I had my little shoppers helping me. And I feel like Trader Joe's has a lot of the same stuff as they have had prior years. This pumpkin kringle was really good. If you haven't tried that, that's delicious. And then we headed over to Lowe's to pick out some paint colors, you guys. Paint can freshen up either a piece of furniture or a wall. It's a very affordable way to renovate something quick and give it a new look. My husband offered to paint this dresser. It was a Facebook Market find. Definitely vintage, not antique. It's old. I would probably say it's 20 to 30 years old, maybe. At least that's what the lady was saying. You can tell it's an older dresser, and it's not in bad condition. It did have some water damage and nicks and scratches, but really nothing that bothered me because if you know me, I love my furniture pretty well loved, and I just call it character, you know? It doesn't bother me to have imperfect furniture by any means, but I really wanted to try something a little different. I love the look of painted wood when people do all kind of different fun colors. I am not huge into bright colors, as you guys can probably tell from my house and my life. I like more on the neutral side. It's just very calming to me. Everything goes and it's great. I love my neutrals, but I do like to add a little bit of color here and there. And I thought this would be a very fun opportunity to do that. So my husband sanded down all of the drawers and then wiped them down, and then he sprayed primer on. And it was a really nice process to watch him do. He was so kind and just offered right away. As soon as I mentioned it, he was like, "Oh, you want me to paint it for you? I will. I'll do that." And he did. He used to build houses for a living. So for him, you know, he likes doing this kind of stuff, and it's pretty easy for him to do little projects like this when he's used to building like a whole house. So he enjoyed this process, and I was very grateful that he did that for me. I love that. And I absolutely love the outcome, you guys. To me, the color was such a good pick. And at first, I was not sure if I was going to like it. So while he was outside doing such a sweet, kind gesture, I'm just making him some tea. He loves peach tea, and I wanted to make him some homemade peach tea. And I'm going to put peaches in it and the peach syrup, and I'm just going to do that for him because he's doing a way bigger favor for me. And you know, that's what marriage is all about, doing for each other, showing each other that, you know, you appreciate one another. And so that's what I'm doing here, just making tea. It's simple. He was not expecting that. I do add sugar and peach syrup from the canned peaches that we have. It's not too sweet though. It probably looked like a lot of sugar, but really it's not. Not for this big jar. I'm going to put that in the fridge, and we are going to go back outside and watch him do the paint. Now, when he started putting the paint on the dresser, I was like, oh, did I make a huge mistake with the color choice? It looks very yellow. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right color. But it ended up drying and looking amazing. We ended up going with this color called Tubalo Honey. I really wanted like a mustard, like Dijon mustard kind of color, and I think we definitely accomplished that. We did 2 coats of this paint, and it turned out really, really good. So yeah. And then my husband also used to do professional painting, so I really enjoyed watching him do his process. I found it really satisfying to watch him paint everything and watch it come together. And then I went in the kitchen and started making some bagels. I had bagel dough in the fridge from the day prior. I'm just making a huge batch of bagels and going to bring some to my neighbor because they like fresh bagels. Why not? It's all about just, you know, going a little extra and beyond for the people you care about. I'm making some pizza bagels and everything but bagels and plain bagels. I'm going to do an egg wash. They already came out of their bath, their hot water bath, and I'm going to do toppings and really just put them in. Bagels are pretty simple to make. There is some rising time, of course, but I love making bagels. I find it very fun and they are delicious. These are actually sourdough bagels, but you can do just like regular yeasted bagels as well. But this big batch of bagels, I can freeze a whole bunch. If you put them in the back of your fridge, they last a long time. They will last like store-bought bagels if you put them in the very back of the fridge. Even though they don't have any preservatives or additives in them, I think that is such a great thing. I know you can just dip them into the toppings, but I don't really like to do that. I don't want to like handle them, you know? I just want to sprinkle them on top. That's just the way I prefer to do them. And I feel like that works just fine. But yeah, we really like to celebrate fall and everything fall has to offer by doing activities like apple picking, the pumpkin patch, making all the fun recipes, you know, going for little nature walks, watching the leaves fall and change colors. We are all about that here. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong if you like to buy some fall decor for your house or, you know, participate in any of the consumer like things. But I don't know. I just like to decorate my house with a few pumpkins from like local farmers or you know, friends that have a farm, because my friend gave me a whole bunch of pumpkins this season and I just have pumpkins in my house. I don't have really anything else, but I also enjoy warm tones too in my home. So it probably looks like fall all year round in my house, just to probably is what it feels like all the time. But I love a good cozy environment and really enjoying making all of the fall recipes, really getting excited for that soup and sweater weather. It is still kind of warm here during the day, but it is cooling off slowly. Here is me attempting to not drop all of those bagels. I mean, I've done stuff like that many times before, and I didn't drop them this time, so that was good. I am watching Gilmore Girls again. I'm always having Gilmore Girls like playing on my laptop while I'm in the kitchen. Definitely been enjoying that show for the past few years and it's fun. Comment below if you are a Gilmore Girl watcher. After that, we headed to the pumpkin patch, did a little pumpkin patch play date, and that is always such a good time, seeing good friends and having good company, watching the kids play, supporting local businesses. I am all here for that. Also, the pumpkin patch we went to was free, which I absolutely love. They have a market there, which is beautiful. They have fresh produce, which is really fun, and all different kind of like nuts and things you can buy. We love doing the free stuff that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, okay? And you're supporting local businesses. I think that is great. I ended up changing my dress for the pumpkin patch to a different color that I have in basically the same dress because the baby spit up on me. So I am straining off my chicken broth. I had chicken broth going on the stove. Oh, don't spill the broth. I'm always spilling things. I am a spiller. That is a very common theme around here in my kitchen. I am always spilling things. This time I didn't do too bad with spilling, but I have spilled broth many times. Look at that beautiful color of homemade chicken broth. I absolutely think it's so worth it to make your own any kind of broth, whether it's vegetable, chicken, beef. You can make your own pork broth if you want to, with like pork meat or whatever you want to do. It's easy, it's simple. You just add really whatever you want to add. Put it in some water on the stove for several minutes. And there you go. No preservatives, no additives, no extra sodium. You can control how much salt you put in. All good things when you make broth. Very nutritious at home and so easy and very affordable. I am making a soup. I have some onions and garlic sauteing with some butter. And I have bacon. Now, this bacon is actually bacon bites, just little chopped bacon bites from Costco. Really good bacon, real bacon. And I just put that on the stove and released some of the oils and got it nice and caramelized and brown, adding that to my soup. And I'm also adding flour. I don't know if I mentioned I'm making baked potato soup. I'll leave that recipe down below. I think it's a recipe I got on Pinterest many years ago, and it's so good. I don't think I really change anything besides making my own broth. And now I'm just adding that broth back into the soup. This is a really good, affordable meal. And I remember when I used to buy chicken broth or beef broth at the store, it was so expensive. I live in California, and for organic broth, it used to be like $6, $7 a carton for a good size broth, and I would need several of them to make one pot of soup. I'm adding some heavy cream because we like a creamy soup, some sour cream as well. Gonna bring that to a boil, and then I'm gonna add in my mashed potatoes and cheese. If you have not tried a baked potato soup, this one is great. It's simple, but it's so delicious and really affordable to make. I highly recommend, though, to get some bacon bits from whatever store you like, but make sure it's real bacon, though, and good quality bacon. Costco has some really good ones, and it saves you a whole step of like cooking and chopping bacon. All I did was just heat it up on the stove, let those oils release so it has nice flavor and gets a little toasty and caramelized, and put that in. That has been a game changer for so many recipes, just getting bacon that's already pre-cooked and chopped up into little pieces. But I want to make sure it's real good quality bacon. So that has been the challenge, and I'm so glad that I finally found an option. And I don't know if I'll ever be going back. I still will buy bacon, of course, to cook, but I have been really enjoying just having that easy, simple step. We love a good soup for any fall, winter dinner. It's easy, it stretches well, it's affordable. I am soup obsessed, to be honest. Soup is one of my favorite things to make when the weather starts getting a little bit colder. I wanted to go ahead and make something to go with the soup. And I thought, why not make like a French loaf of bread? Very simple though. It's my sandwich bread recipe, just shaped up and cooked a little bit different. We're not using a pan per se, like a bread loaf pan. We're just going to use a sheet pan. Put a little bit of egg wash on it. Make some scores in the bread so the heat and steam has somewhere to escape and it doesn't like bust open my loaf, because we don't want that. And yeah, just very simple, nice, easy, hearty, filling, nutritious meal for a family of 5 living on a low income, pretty frugal budget. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying fall and everything that it has to bring, and not just getting sucked up in all the consumer things about fall, and actually truly enjoying the season for what it is and just soaking it all in, because it feels like this year is going by so fast. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You guys have really been so supportive in such a way I never saw my channel even going, and I am so incredibly grateful for every single one of you, that it truly brings me to tears, and I'm really grateful and thankful for all of the support. And I will see you guys in the next one. Many more videos to come. Bye.